membership cards under the windshield wipers of cars parked at our reservoir when we would go walking. So anybody that had a Stanford decal on their car was fair game. Her hand was in so many of our club's activities, from spearheading our foodies group to bringing us mahjong and later helping lead our walkers group. And she was the kind of person who would hit you on the arm really hard, actually. You can see in the photo on the back of your program, I think we all know that look of Barbara's. And a Jeep trip through a bike. Suddenly, a familiar Zumba song came on her playlist. So guess what? We jumped up and had a spontaneous dance party in the dark, and Cam videoed. Favorite flowers, as many of you know, and forget-me-nots, because how could anyone forget Barbara? I read something online that has stayed with me. Maybe the kindest thing about grief is that it's evidence that something mattered. So if it hurts, maybe that's okay. Personally, I'm waiting for the day when these memories don't hurt so much, because Barbara Ward was a spectacular human, and we all loved being in her circle, and she will be tremendously missed. Thank you.
I'm glad we've had so many eloquent speakers here. So this could be more of an epilogue than an attempt to try to outdo all of. To see so many people here today, that she always got a thrill out of that. But you know, in the same thing, in her humility, she'd always be a little.
I wanted to have her as a friend.
I'm glad that you know, people have talked. And actually, there's so much that hasn't been said. I'm not going to try to say it. But you know, I got to know Barbara better and better as time went on, and as all the tributes have poured in for her. I learned a lot more about her, how other people saw her, because I came to realize that I've always seen her, you know, up close, kind of back.
You know, at her most vulnerable,
Always loving in a very personal way. You got to see sort of the public expression of her most often, but I got to see sort of the hard work that went into it. Behind it, though, every. But it's, as I say, it's been hearing all the joyful ways. One foot in front of the other, determination and a strong sense of duty. and some of these are the quintessential aspects of Barbara that just make everybody want to love her. She devoted unwavering commitment today, was one of the sustaining force in her life. The fierce commitment to detail, unyielding competitive spirit that we've heard a lot about, prepared her to go to Stanford, to become a fluent German teacher, then become a dentist, then create a Zumba empire with enthusiastic followings, and while Barbara weeks after she and I met, she agreed to marry me. She retired from dentistry not long after we're married, and I can say in part because of this erratic driving thing that she had. Now, if you don't really love doing dentistry, you should not put yourself life at risk and to do this. And so, I mean, after all she had put into becoming a dentist, it was like, okay, I'll stop doing it. I don't really love it that much, and I'll do something else. And ultimately, Zumba was what she came to. We made the decision to buy our retirement home in Napomo, of all places, a place we'd never ever heard of before, after only 2 visits and no extended research. I mean, who does? New friends. About 2 weeks ago, the ladies in Napomo, mostly her Zumba and her other affinity groups down there, put on a celebration of life for her. When we moved to Napomo 6 years ago, to her as well, and it showed to go take care of Elva and manage her care, facing some often painful, personal treatments, and keeping hope alive and positive. On Barbara, as I grieve her loss, I see more clearly how much larger and more enduring her presence has been in all of our lives, and every day brings new appreciation. Barbara, as we say our goodbyes, know that you're loved and are cherished by so many people.
I love you, Barbara, and I always will.
I invite you to just take a moment to absorb all that you've heard and all you've experienced. Just a deep breath. Often sweets, ways that she had made particular care for her mother. And at the end of Barbara's life, she dug deep to make sure that her mother's life was celebrated in a warm and loving way when she had so little resource left herself. For talking to her. So this reveals a lot about Barbara's ethos and this interior strength that carried her through many kinds of extremities. To create transformation. She burst out of her home life to go to college, delighted to be with people who were accomplished and intelligent. We know the story of her aptitude for German that led her into studying German, being a teacher for a while, then her aptitude for organic chemistry that led her into dentistry, and then her So though she was apparently exceedingly good at everything she did, I think we can take the joy that she expressed, the passion for other people, the inclusion, out, so vivacious, wanting to pull people into the fold with her enthusiasm and her good ideas. I remember your gesture of the punch in the arm. She was not afraid to speak her mind or enter into a fight if she felt it was important. And within that, she was a promoter of others because she was ready to jump in and step up and do the right thing. And when she came forward, other people followed. So there's no way to reduce a person's life to a short summary, of course, and that seems particularly true of Barbara. Story that has stuck with me. In the last weeks of Barbara's life, she made decisions about her treatment that seemed to contradict each other, and he asked her why. "I'm curious," she said. What a beautiful and telling thing. Confronted with the hardest limits of her mortal life, Barbara could be jumping ahead to the next better thing. So I hope as we hold her spirit and release her spirit, that you can join me in envisioning Barbara doing good. She was no longer ill, but whole and fulfilled in ways that we can't now comprehend. And in her spirit and by the grace of God, let us take up her beautiful, remarkable vitality so that we too can live lives that are always embracing and inviting others in as we go after Barbara and with Barbara on a voyage of constant growth and love and transformation. And now I am
my shepherd,
She leads me in a path of good things and fills my heart with songs. Even dream